Hi there, I'm John from CNCKing.com, and today we're going to make a custom stainless steel barbecue grill. I really enjoy plasma cutting steel. It just produces tons of sparks and fire, and it's just amazing to look at. Now this here is a prototype of a grill. The actual one will actually be a lot bigger than this. And the reason why I did this prototype here is to see how well it cuts. And the customer will also be doing some testing with their fire pit to see how it reacts to a really hot fire underneath of it, if it's going to warp a lot or not. You'll notice during the production of this that this actually shifted on us during production. You see it here with the J and the O, it's a little bit off. What causes that is sometimes pieces of the stainless steel raise up, and what happens is it hits on the torch and it just shifts it a little bit. So right away that tells us that we got to watch out for pieces that might fall in the wrong angle and cause that issue. But more importantly, you also see during the production of the plasma cutting, you'll see that the steel actually starts to warp pretty severely as well. So that tells me right away that we definitely have to go with a thicker steel for this specific design, especially if it's a far larger one, because what happens is the stainless steel holds on to the heat and it just gets hotter and hotter and hotter during production, and then it just starts to warp on you. So after plasma cutting this out, I definitely can't touch the barbecue grill right away. It's steaming hot. Like it's just incredible how hot stainless steel keeps the heat. It's almost like when I laser cut polycarbonate. It just holds on to the heat so well, you just gotta let it sit a while to cool down so you can actually grab it with your bare hands. You also notice that during production that there was some small parts that did raise up, so I just grabbed them in between the torch cutting cycles. So that's one way to sort of avoid problems. But for a production setting, that's definitely not the way you want to do it. You want to modify the design so that those issues don't exist anymore. One of the easiest ways to do that is actually to cut up smaller pieces. Because you'll notice on the table here, there's some grills. So what happens is the small piece can be just on the edge of it. And then when you have 130 PSI shooting down on this, it just flips it right up. And sometimes it gets just sort of wedged perfectly. And again, that's what caused this little issue right here. So after it comes off the plasma cutting table, it looks pretty dirty. It's got lots of soot over the top of it and underneath. You notice with the plasma cutting, there's just fire and stuff all the way underneath as well. It might be kind of hard to see, but this whole thing is really quite dirty. So the next step is just to clean up the whole custom barbecue grill. Running a custom fabrication shop is kind of challenging in some ways and kind of easy in other ways. The easy part is that nobody really knows how it's going to come out before you actually do it. The challenge is actually when you go into production and making a lot of something, you want to work out all the kinks as early as possible, because the last thing you want to do is make 100 of these and then find out all of them have an issue like this, and what that causes you to do is have to redo the whole job again. And of course, I just noticed that right before doing the video. So it's been in the shop for about an hour and a half already, and I never even noticed it. I took pictures of it, it looked totally fine to me. And now only when I put the video on and I look at it closely, I go, hang on a second, something's a little bit off on this one. So if you're looking for custom barbecue grills, contact me at CNCKing.com. We can make them any size, any shape, any material. We can plasma cut them, we can also water jet cut them. The reason why we go with plasma cutting for this is that it's dramatically faster. If I was water jet cutting this, I'd still be water jet cutting this. Again, plasma is just such an efficient process for making this. But there are some sort of, not bad things, but there are some sort of design considerations to be made. With a water jet, we can make sharp inner corners. With plasma, you generally have like a 1/8 diameter bead, if you want to put it like that, or diameter bit, however you want to name it. And so whenever you have inner corners, they're roughly off by, you got a bit of a rounding by roughly 1/8 of an inch. So that's just something to keep in mind. Contact me at CNCKing.com. We'll make them for you and ship them right to your door.